is finances at the top of the list, or where does it lie in the things that you need from a man?
No, finances are not at the top of the list. I feel like as long as we're equally yoked, we complement each other. You know what I mean, in a sense. And as long as my man is trying and he's willing, I could work with that, right? I could work with that. As long as you're trying, I got you. If you fall short, I got you. If you fall short, you know, it's vice versa with us. As long as I can learn from him. Like, if I'm not learning from you in a relationship, like, what am I in a relationship with you for?
Right. That's a big one. I don't hear a lot of women say that. Like, she said some shit, I can learn from you. Because it's a lot of females with dudes that I don't believe. Let me back up. It's a lot of women in relationships with dudes that they're dating down. So I don't feel like there's much for them to learn from the dudes. And then there are a lot of women with the mentality, like what you said, where it's like, you know, I don't really need a nigga. So really, if he did have something to teach me, I ain't gonna learn it anyway because I ain't gonna listen to this nigga. Yeah. So for you to even say that he has to be able to teach you something, it must mean that you're willing to learn, listen, open up. What Keith said is 3 ways you can learn. What you said, bro? Listen.
A teacher, your ears and your eyes.
Your ears and your eyes, or somebody directly teaching you.
Right.
So now, in choosing a man, if finances aren't at the top of the list, you said being able to teach, he has to be a trying man, meaning what? He has to have some ambition, some goals.
He has to have some ambition. He has to have some goals. He has to have a vision. So me and my man got together. One thing that we did every 3 months, he would sit me down. Okay, what happened in these 3 months? What can we improve? What can we work on? And it kind of has helped us in our relationship. So ambition, vision. He has to have some sense of self and purpose.
Right. Sure. And I love purpose. That was, listen, she preaching. So he initiated that, the whole sit down and let's reflect on the past. Girl, where you got him from?
Girl,
because I know I'm saying what I know women gonna say under here. Where did you get where did you get him from? He talking about whoa.
The bird, y'all.
But okay, so let me ask you this: from living here, like the majority of your life, do you feel like that those character traits are not common?
No, they're not. Not here.
In a certain age category, or just not at all?
Overall.
Just not at all. In older men or younger men, I don't know if you've ever dated older.
No, not at all. Not in the younger men, not in the older men. When I pull up in St. Pete to visit my family, I see old niggas under the tree still doing the same thing that the youngest doing.
But you don't feel like that's kind of everywhere? Like if you everywhere there are those ones.
It's everywhere. There are those ones, but I feel like as a woman, first off, you have to know yourself as a woman. And you have to know what you're looking for in a man. And a lot of women get into relationships and they don't know what they want in a man. They don't know what qualities to look for in a man.
I agree. I feel like they know what they want, but I feel like they don't know how to look for or pick the type that matches what they want. And similar to like Keith was saying earlier, they easily fool. And then when you don't have your father in your life, you don't know what things to look for, and you chasing a certain feeling. Because I do know there are, and I've said this on my platform, there are a lot of women that it's hard to have a conversation with a woman like me because I have respect for men in general. Right. And if you never had a daddy or a man show up for you in your life, whether it's relationships or as a father, it's hard to respect niggas in general. Right. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to even see, why do we have to listen to these niggas, or why does the household have to be set up a certain way for men? Right. It's just like when you see on the internet, they propose that question, if you have a family and kids, who comes first, your kids or your man?
We were talking about that the other day. We literally had a conversation about that.
So what's your answer to that? Do your kids come first, or does your man come first?
If we're not
in a serious committed relationship.
In a serious and committed relationship, if you're not married, I'm feeding my children first. Okay. But if you're married and you're the man and you're going out and you're making the money so that I could feed the family, I'm feeding you. I'm giving you your plate first. You know what I mean? Because you're the provider of the household. But then again, that goes down to just how I was raised. My mama fed my daddy first.
Right. So I believe, and because I agree with you to a certain extent, I believe that married or not, it depends on how the household is set up. Right. So, for example, even if we're not married, if I'm in a relationship with a man and he's manning in this shit, like he's paying bills, he's providing, the food that we're eating, it came from the labor off of his back. He getting fed first because we wouldn't even be eating as a family if he wasn't bringing it into the house. But you have to have a certain level of maturity, and you have to have perspective. Everybody has perception, like how you view some shit. You got to know something about life in order to develop, you know what I'm saying, this type of view of the situation. So now let me ask you, growing up and having a father in your life, did you feel like it made it more difficult to choose? Based on like what? Okay, so let me add this to it. For black women, we outnumber black men. Right. So the pool that we have is already more women to men.
Right.
Do you feel like, from our community, a lot of people, men or women, are missing their fathers?
Right.
You growing up with your father, do you feel like as you were dating, like, oh shit, another nigga who ain't have his daddy around and he don't understand where I'm coming from? Or
I'm not gonna say that, because I'm willing to give people a chance, to a certain extent. But when you get into relationships with people and you start like, people put their representatives on. That's what he'll talk about. It's their representatives. So you could see a nigga and he'd be the best type of dude when you talking to him and stuff, but you don't start peeling back the layers to the onion till later. He got trauma, he got mommy issues, he got all kinds of stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? All kinds of issues and stuff. So I'm not gonna say just because I had my dad around, it made me pickier, because deception is real. You're easily fooled. You know what I mean? It's not until you get to know a person when you're like, hold on, I don't want no parts.
So then, okay, so now getting into spirituality, right? Because I know you to be a spiritual person. Where does the sexual energy come into play with that? Meaning, like, once you go in that realm of, I'm in tune with my spirituality, I'm in tune with self, I'm in tune with my energies, did it make you more selective about sex, or were you less sexual, or how did that? Because I've heard it different from different men and women.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I believe in test driving a car before you get to buy the car off the lot, okay? Because that's just me. I don't want to get in a relationship with you and you got boo-boo sex, because I'm a sexual person. I'm a Scorpio. Very, very sexual person, okay? So that's important for me. I don't want to get in a relationship and find out later, like, you lacking in that area, and it's not.
So if he lacking, you finna break up with me? Like, if I'm a guy and we sleep together and I'm lacking, I'm in men, maybe I'm a shrimp, and I don't know how to work it, or you know what, I'm lacking. Whatever your definition of lacking is, I've taken you on dates. Like, there's an attraction there.
Right.
What you saying afterwards? Like, you saying it that same night, or you waiting till the next day, or you just gonna ghost me?
Oh no, I'm gonna let you know then.
Like
right then.
Like what? Like that was trash?
Like, no, like that ain't what's up. Like,
she finna break a nigga's soul.
Like,
and why are you thumbs it up?
That's cool.
Yeah, no.
But okay, so listen. So we were talking earlier before we we started recording, when y'all was speaking on, because your profession is what?
Waxing, I wax.
Okay. So in your profession, we talked about people having odors, and you spoke from a professional standpoint, just not speaking on that. It's way more brutal with sex to tell a man, like, right after, like, that wasn't shit. You don't give a damn.
Don't care. I'm very direct. Like, that was trash.
Oh, have you've had that experience? And I know the guy had to take it hard. Like,
he was kind of like, whoa. He was a very popular, still very popular. It didn't even get to sex, because I'm like, what is that?
Oh my God. But you know what? I respect it, because I feel like men are more like that than women. This is just my observation. I feel like men will back away from a woman, because men openly talk about, like, if she don't give oral sex, if she don't do this, if you're not a freak in the bedroom, if you're not a certain space of sexuality, I ain't really fucking with it, or I'm not going to be faithful to it. Men are vocal about that.
Right.
So your spirituality didn't affect your viewpoint of, like, test driving a car.
No. Because I feel like people have, when they say spirituality, they try to make you out to be like this perfect person, this saint, like you have to live by these laws. So spirituality is just being in tune with God and having that direct connection.
Right.
Don't mean I'm not human. That don't mean I don't like to have ratchet moments. Okay, that don't mean I'm not confrontational, because I'm very confrontational. Okay, so it don't mean none of that. A lot of people look at me and don't assume like I'm this type of person. I'm not from the projects. People don't know. Like, I could go there real quick.
Right.
I'm in tune with myself. I'm in tune with myself, and I'm in tune with God, but I'm still human.
Right. So so let me ask you this: do you think people have you experienced that from being a person that when we look at your page, when we look at just how you market your business, okay, she's spiritual. Do you think people assume that, okay, she won't fight, or she's soft, or do you get that energy from people?
Yes, I have had several people. I ain't gonna speak no names, but I done had people come at me on Facebook before, and I done seen them up on 34th Street by NY Beauty, and I like my baby, and I kind of hopped up. So what you said on Facebook?
So listen, I've witnessed I was able to observe from the outside looking in. I don't know the details of a moment you had with, I guess it was someone that's in like the same industry that you're in.
That's what I'm talking about.
Do from the professional side, before you engage in the ratchetness, do you make a phone call to the other person, or do y'all try to talk behind the scenes, or is it straight like wherever you took it, I'm taking it up?
Yeah, I'm gonna meet you where you met me. It ain't no talking about nothing, because you was bold enough to. People get so comfortable behind Facebook. I don't live in Facebook land. I live in real life.
Right.
Okay. I'm not finna meet you and no let's talk. You was bold enough to sell out on Facebook, so I'm finna, when I see you, I'm gonna hop out. Cause that's the energy you put out. You stepped in the paint, so I'm stepping in the paint with you.
So let me ask this. I know this from talking to and being a part of the industry of women that give services to women, especially like our women. Right. There's a lot of cattiness. There's a lot of fake stuff or instigating amongst clients where they come to you, go back to this person, say stuff that was said, go to this shop, carry this bone back to this place. As a professional or in your line of work, where do you draw the line? Like, how do you know if clients aren't playing you against one another? Like, where does your elegant woman side come in where you kind of disengage from the fuckery? Like, how do you know? Because you're an entrepreneur, you're in business for yourself, you make the rules for yourself, you decide how you act. How do you gauge, like, okay, I'm not gonna say nothing about that, or I'm not gonna comment on that?
Yeah, if somebody come in, first off, none of my clients come in and talk about other people. You know what I mean? I don't play that. Like, I'm not finna. When my clients come to me, we are talking about spirituality. We talking about mindset. We talking about all that. So within them 10, 15 minutes they come out with a whole new perspective. We don't talk about nobody else. We don't talk about other people. We talk about what they got going on in their life, how I can help them. I recommend different type of books, self-help books. That's what we talk about.
Right. So if a client came in speaking in this perspective, you're gonna, or in this realm, you're gonna shut it down.
Disengage real quick. Like, I don't do that.
Is it difficult, like, as you're learning the business and as you're elevating, you're growing your clientele, is it difficult servicing us? I'm asking as a black woman, because sometimes the stuff I see, it's like hard servicing us.
I won't say it's hard servicing us. I feel like that depends on the type of service provider you are. So if you're a ratchet service provider, you're going to get ratchet clients. But if you market your services in a certain way, I don't have trouble with people with paying deposits. Right. I don't have people showing up late. All my clients are on time. They're very respectful, but I market my services and I give them that respect.
Right. Because I see it, and I'm glad you said the deposit part. I see a lot of... you go to get your hair done, it could be your nails, it could be whatever. You got to pay a deposit, then you get the address 24, like where you going to, you get the address 24 hours before you come. You find out the backstory, like some girls done came up here and beat them up before, so they don't post the address on this web. Like, it's so much, and I'll be like, God damn, they must have went through some shit servicing us. And even when you booking, they will say, okay, it's $35 deposit. Yes, if you agree to the policy. Yes, if you, like, it make you click yes and no and all kind of other shit. It's really just answering the same questions, like making sure you want a book. It's like so much. I was like, God damn. Yeah. Where the client said that you don't have to do all of this? It's like it's low. And then they make you check 2 times. You understand? I've booked 2 different services where I had to check twice. Do I understand my deposit is non-refundable? It's the same question, but you couldn't book and put your credit card number in unless you marked twice that you understood the deposit is non-refundable. So it just, for me, it seemed like, oh, this is a lot. He has a water for you.
Oh, thank you.
So now zodiac signs.
He got 2 different sides. It depends on which day it is. My sister like that too. She's a Gemini, Amber. My grandma, she's an Aries. My grandma's very direct and very assertive. And she's not being rude to you, but she's gonna say what she feel. I know that's an Aries trait. My best friend is an Aries.
So I get that. And I know that there'll be a lot of comments and controversy on whether people agree or disagree with it being able to be generalized to all people. Do you pick or not pick people based on that? Like, tell me your sign that you don't fuck with.
Sagittarius.
Damn, I called
What? But what's... come back here. He said Sagittarius and then you said... What's wrong with Sagittariuses?
Listen, they are some crazy liars. They be some liars. Every Sagittarius that I met are liars.
So I'm going to tell y'all why I can't really... I have never really been able to get into that. Because I've seen this. Virgos. I've had the same conversation with other people. They will say that Virgos are that exact same thing. So it's like the same shit is being said about all these different signs. How the hell y'all sorting through? Like,
it come from experience. So
what's your no sign? Like, no, I'm not fucking with them.
I like everybody. I'm pretty grounded. I'm a Taurus, so I can understand every sign that it is. You know what I mean? But other than that, it's like Aquarius. They be in their own little world. You know what I mean?
You agree with that?
They be in their own little world where they have
They're really emotional.
They might be emotional, they might not be.
Yeah.
But it don't matter what they is, they be in their own little world. They could be mad at something that ain't bother them, but they in their own little world. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, you did this and you ain't do this, and you know what I mean? It's crazy.
So you okay? So when you're
Aquarius,
dating, because I know he do. When you're dating or you talking to a guy, this is pre your relationship. That's one of the first questions.
I'm like, when your birthday? When your birthday? Like, what's your sign? My man was like, oh, I'm a Taurus. I said, oh, you grounded and you paid. You grounded. You gonna handle business.
It's a bullshit Taurus out there somewhere. I don't give a damn what they saying. It's a fuck nigga that's a Taurus out here. It's a pussy hole that's a Taurus. So how can we go off of this?
No, it's people out here that have not dug into themselves. And when you don't dig into yourself and understand yourself, your output is different. So
how can we use this sign philosophy?
Don't go off of zodiacs or don't go off of knowing who they are personally or what, you know what I mean? So they don't have an understanding as widespread as other people. Because once you learn yourself, you have a good understanding of everybody else.
So I can dig that out. If we take the signs out, I was with you. Until the signs, I was with you. Is your knowledge of picking people based on their zodiac sign, has it been accurate? Or I'm saying just deciding how you deal with them, it sounds like.
Yeah.
It's been pretty accurate.
It's been pretty accurate. Even when I was teaching school and I asked my students, I'd be like, so, when is everybody's birthday? They'll tell me I know how to deal with each one of them a little differently based off of their personality and their character.
So anybody listening that's wanting to like get more knowledge on this, what do y'all recommend? Because people wake up and they read those horoscope things. That's the general thing that I hear. Yeah. I woke up, I read my horoscope. It say play the lotto because it say I'm gonna be lucky this month. Or where would you steer somebody that is trying to look into that?
I would say just get out and meet people. Get out and talk to different people. There's a book on Amazon. It's called The Language of Relationships. So you could take your zodiac, your birthday, and pair it up with your partners, and it'll tell you if you're compatible, it'll tell you if you're not. But I feel like just go with your heart. Like if it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, it's not. I don't let that steer my relationship with anybody, but it's pretty spot on. I know how to deal with people.
Right. I agree with Coquette to a certain extent. Like if you don't know yourself well enough, you're not going to be able to follow your heart because it's like you don't really even know your heart. You know what I mean? You will continue to pick wrong, if that makes sense. So now what about, because we talked about being spiritual and now we're talking about zodiac signs. There are a lot of people that they believe that the zodiac signs and all that stuff is of the devil or it's demonic or it doesn't line up with being spiritual. What's your view on that?
So I'm not gonna say I battle with it, but I was raised up in a Christian church. I was raised up off of Christian beliefs, so I feel like I'm not an extremist with it. You got some people that's an extremist. It's their end. They read their zodiac every day, like you said. Like I ain't doing that. That's crazy to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it just helps me know how to deal with people based off of their character and personality traits. My family is kind of like, my mama be like, Booney, I don't want to hear that shit.
Right.
Booney, I don't want to hear that shit today. You know what I mean? My sister, she is married to a pastor, so it's like I walk on eggshells with it with my family. So I'm not extremist with it because I have my foundational beliefs, but it just helps me navigate with people.
But so it sounds like you do feel like to a certain extent they don't really mix.
Right, it don't, because sometimes, you know, you could go too deep with it and it just go down a whole rabbit hole of stuff that you don't want no parts of.
Right. So now tell us about your business. Like, how long you been in business? What guided you in that direction? Because you do waxing services. So just full body anywhere.
Yeah, so full
Man
body.
or woman?
No men, only women.
No men, only women. Why?
Men are very, first off, men are, I don't,
Why? Like, if I mean, but I'm thinking now you got me interested, straight or gay, why won't you wax us?
okay, because I have had a man book a facial with me before and come to my shop and be like, I didn't even want the facial, I just wanted to see you.
Well, because you're beautiful. Like, I understand that.
But yeah, but you don't do that.
So it's
That's
a safety
weird.
thing.
Yeah,
No, it
it's
is. I
weird.
get
Yeah,
it.
it's a safety thing.
I get it.
No.
So you don't think you'll ever open services back up to men? So
No.
after that, you did service men before and you took it off after
Yeah, I
that?
took it off after that because it's a safety thing. You know what I mean? It's some weird. Not all men are weird, but it is some weird motherfuckers out here. You know what I
So
mean?
how you got him out? Like he came in.
I
And
had
then
to do this. I did the service. I was like, well, while you're here, I might as well go ahead and do the service. You know, I was very professional about it.
But you was like, oh, this nigga ain't
Listen,
never.
I was
All niggas is bad after this nigga get. Once I wipe this shit off his face, it's over.
You got to go.
his own mental relationship
Yeah.
with you. Now you got a cycle on your hands.
Yeah.
That's very true. No, that is.
For real.
Yes, every time you be rubbing the nigga face.
For real.
Lock the door. You ready?
But you know what? This is the funny part about what we saying. And I'll let you finish with giving us the details about you. We sexualize ourselves so much online, knowing that there are men like that. Because it was like that before online. Like before the internet was big, niggas was seeing women in the grocery store and creating their own relationships and getting weird and approaching you like they've been knowing you. And then now the internet's out and on a general scale, not specifically me or you. Like, we are showing so much of our lives, so much of our sexy and all of that, and it's giving these niggas more ammo to go in their head. Because I see women, they talk about all the time, like, I can't stop this man from DMing me, or I block him, he created a new page. And in their mind, they believe, like, off of a few DMs or messages that this is something real. And more women are getting stalked. More women are getting harassed online.
Yeah.
But I think we a big cause of it.
Yeah,
if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, like you said, women do sexualize themselves. The pictures they post, the type of stuff they post, and it's all fun and games till the rabbit got the gun.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, while you getting stalked and you getting inappropriate messages and dick pics and stuff, now you complaining about it.
Right. I'm gonna go back. I always blame a bitch upbringing.
Yeah.
Always the environment,
sure.
not just the person or the parent that raised them, but their environment. I feel like if these boys were being raised by men, they will help them gauge, the responsibility that comes behind getting pussy and looking at beautiful women. I feel like when you take fathers out of the household with these boys, they don't have discipline or self-control, and they turn themselves into simps.
Yeah.
They will do and say anything for a pretty woman or a sexy woman. Like, I be seeing grown men 35, 40, and they like the little dog with the pink thing sticking out, just after some ass. But back to tell us before we end off your business, like how long you been in business, where can they find you?
Okay, so I've been in business about 5 years now. I'm on Facebook, so I moved to Tampa. I don't live in St. Pete no more, so I'm back and forth between both cities. Last week I just started Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm in St. Pete.